9:23 Monday morning. Delighted to say that back in our company once again with us this morning, he's our movie reviewer on a Friday morning, looking ahead to big movies on the box over the weekend in his role as the movie reviewer for Radio Times and Metro newspaper. And on a Mondays, he's here to map out some of the week's best TV highlights. Say good morning to James Luxford. Morning, James.
Good morning.
Live via Skype link from Stratford-upon-Avon. How's Stratford looking?
It's all right, thank you. Like everywhere else, a bit quieter, but that's absolutely a good thing.
Yeah. So I guess at the moment, this is a bit of a busman's holiday for you. You are just, at home looking at the best telly and the best movies. So this is kind of your dream job, isn't it, right now?
Yes, I think, there's still movies out there and there's still people who need someone to tell them if they're any good or not. It's just the screen's a little bit smaller. And, so I'm still keeping busy.
Okay, so just because you don't go to the cinema doesn't mean that we have to dispense with your recommendations. You've got some movies for us to be looking at over the week ahead. So, James, we're going to start with something for tonight. Is that right?
Yes, it's from, anytime really, video on demand from today. It's Knives Out, one of the big movies of the last few months, now on stream anywhere you get your streaming platforms. Daniel Craig plays a detective investigating the murder of a wealthy novelist.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request that you all stay until the investigation is completed.
What? Can we ask why? Has something changed?
No.
No, it hasn't changed, or no, we can't ask.
I'm gonna live till I die.
You think one of his family Walls killed? Is that what you're suggesting?
Let it cry. I'm gonna take the
You all love twisting the knife into one another.
So it's a bit of a whodunit, this, isn't it?
Absolutely. It is from Rian Johnson, who directed the second of the most recent Star Wars films. And this is delving into a Agatha Christie style whodunit. Huge cast in this. Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Johnson, Christopher Plummer, Toni Collette. Just amazing cast and just hilarious. It's very tongue-in-cheek. It's very camp. It's very... And at the center of all of this is Daniel Craig, who is clearly just enthralled to be in such a big, broad role. It's a very knowingly kind of cartoonish Southern accent that he puts on, and it's just terrific.
Yeah, he gets the Southern drawl, doesn't he? Absolutely nailed on. Okay, so that is on demand, whether that's on your Netflix or your Apple or whatever your streaming service might be, available as from today. Something more specifically, tonight, 9 o'clock.
Yes, it's The Girl on the Train. Tonight, at 9 o'clock, film 4, Emily Blunt plays a commuter who begins to doubt her own mind when she witnesses a crime outside her train window.
Can you tell me where you were Friday night?
I was in the city, and then I went to visit my husband.
You mean your ex-husband? It's my understanding that the woman who has gone missing was his nanny.
Rachel, I need you to stay away.
So what did you do during those hours that night?
I don't remember. There's some time missing.
I read the novel for this on holiday a couple of years ago, and then saw the movie at the cinema when it came out, and I just thought Emily Blunt was amazing in this role, and the twist that you get later on in the movie is just fantastic, isn't it?
Yes, you don't really get movies like this anymore, these kind of thriller mysteries sort of things. They're always quite popular, you think, sort of Gone Girl from a few years ago. And Emily Blunt is terrific, as you say, in the lead role. Lots of twists and turns, so many mysteries to the role. It starts off with a lot unanswered, if you like, and slowly pieces of the puzzle come together. I really enjoyed it, and I think if you're looking for something to sort of engage you on a Monday night, this is a really good choice.
Film 4, 9 o'clock for Girl on the Train tonight. And then finally, if you're up late, Here's one for you. It's a bit, well, I was going to say it's a bit scary, but scary plus comedic, isn't it, this?
Yes, Wednesday on 5 Star at around 11 is the 90s horror Scream about a high school which is besieged by a killer in a mask.
Someone is playing a deadly game.
It all began with a scream over 911.
Someone who's seen one too many scary movies. Now he's taken his love of fear.
Hello?
Hello, Sydney.
One step too far.
Do you like scary movies?
And, of course, it involves a voiceover that talks like that. That's kind of prerequisite, isn't it, with a movie like this?
Absolutely, that just screams the 90s, doesn't it? that very, very deep Trey the Guy voice, and I think this is a lot of fun. And I watched it recently. It hasn't aged too badly, I don't think, and because it's one of the first of those sort of self-referential horrors. It's by Wes Craven, who did sort of Nightmare on Elm Street and a lot of other horror classics, and so he knows his own genre, and it sort of I suppose makes fun of it a little bit. There's sort of poking fun at the cliches of a horror movie, these kind of slasher movies, but also bringing something new to it. A bit of a classic, I think, now, a couple of decades on, and just really good fun to watch.
James, fantastic stuff. Thanks so much. And you'll be back on Friday and preview some movies for us for next weekend to have a look at as well. Have a good week and appreciate you coming on with us this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
James Luxford, read his reviews, of course, in the Metro newspaper and Radio Times as well. With us Friday mornings, Monday to preview some TV, Friday to look ahead at some movies for us on BBC CWR. Hits and headlines on the way. Mystery Year coming up for you after the travel from Stephen B.